Hey guys, Spider here, and I'm doing a detailed weapons review. This is only going to be weapons, so primary and secondary weapons that are carried around by some of the guys in the reveal trailer, as well as from information that's been generally released via not only the trailer, the reveal trailer, but also other media outlets. And I'm going to link you to all the articles that I referred to. And first and foremost, and the primary article that I'm going to be referring to is on is the MP First article. So thanks a lot, guys, for putting that information together. They compiled a lot of stuff from a lot of people, a lot of their readers, in order to identify a lot of these weapons. So thanks, guys, for that, and make sure you guys go check them out. Links in the description. So let's get started. We're gonna go through the primary weapons first, and then follow it up with the secondaries. Okay, guys, here's the first weapon we're going to take a look at, and we believe it to be the XM8 rifle. Now, if you know anything about rifles and history, I'm just going to read you a little bit here. The XM8 was a developmental U.S. military designation and project name for a lightweight assault rifle system that was under development by the United States Army from the late 90s to early 2000s. The Army worked with the German small arms manufacturer Heckler and Koch to develop the system to its requirements in the aftermath of the Objective Individual Combat Weapon contract. Although there were high hopes that the XM8 would become the Army's new standard infantry rifle over the M16, the project was put on hold in April 2005 and was formally canceled on October 31st, 2005. Let's give you a little detail about it. The XM8 was not just one weapon, but a system which could be reconfigured with appropriate parts to be any one of several variants, from a short-barreled personal defense weapon to a bipod-equipped support weapon. It also included an integrated optical sight and IR laser aiming module / illuminator. So that's David Mason, our main protagonist in Black Ops 2 in the year 2025. Alex Mason's son. And he's got the XM8, and here's an image of the actual prototype or production. They're actually XM8s that were built and field tested prior to the project getting canceled, and there were a number of issues with them. But again, they look pretty much identical, don't they? All right, next up is the what appears to be the M16 by the soldier. We're not actually sure if this is an image taken from the 1986 time frame or the 2025. My guess is it would be the 1986 time frame, because I believe that currently the M16 is sort of being phased out in the U.S. Army. It's being replaced by the M4 carbine. So the time frame of this image is probably in the 1986 realm as the flashback. So here's an image of the actual M16, and just to give you a bit of background, you guys probably all know about M16. It's the United States military designation for the AR-15 rifle, adapted for semi-automatic 3-round burst and full automatic fire. It entered United States Army service and was deployed for jungle warfare operations in South Vietnam in 1963, becoming the U.S. military standard service rifle of the Vietnam War by '69, replacing the M14 rifle in that role. A total worldwide production of this gun, of this rifle, since the design's inception has been approximately 8 million, making it the most produced firearm of its caliber. So we'll definitely be shooting off some M16s, I think, in the campaign, and more than likely in the flashback missions. Up next is what looks to be an M249 SAW LMG in the hands of this fine soldier hiding behind the truck. I think he's camping somebody out. Anyways, the M249 light machine gun, previously designated the M249 Squad Automatic Weapon. I never knew what SAW stood for, but SAW stands for Squad Automatic Weapon. Is an American version of the Belgian FN Minimi, an LMG manufactured by the Belgian company FN Herstal. The M249 is manufactured in the U.S. and is widely used by the U.S. Armed Forces. It was introduced in 1984 after being judged the most effective of a number of candidate weapons to address the lack of automatic firepower in small units. Apparently in the year 2025, it's still kick-ass, right? The gun provides infantry squads with a heavy volume of fire of a machine gun combined with accuracy and portability approaching that of a rifle. I don't know, I don't really see that in the multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3. Did you guys see that? It's in Modern Warfare 3, right? apparently all the LMGs are slightly less portable, or a lot less portable than the rifles. But anyways, M249 looks to be in the game, guys. Okay, here we have what looks to be like an AN-94 ABAKAN, and I believe this is the flashback mission, or a flashback mission going back to 1986 would be my guess. And just to give you a little background on the AN-94, it's an advanced assault rifle of Russian origin. Although these guys don't look like they're Russian. The initials, well, okay. The initials stand for Avtomat Nikonova model of 1994. 1994. Okay, maybe it's not a flashback. How can it be a flashback to 86 when it wasn't produced until 94? Anyways, official policy is for the Nikonov AN-94 to become the general issue rifle for the Russian Federation and Associated States Armed Forces, but aside from about 1,000 rifles, it was still not in production as of 2006 due to its complex design and expense. Its adoption has been very slow, and it's in limited use and may never become a general issue. As the beginning of 2012, the AK-74 is still the general issue rifle used by the Russian military. So if this is a flashback mission, then it's definitely not the AN-94. It could be more akin to, let's say, the AK-47 slash AK-74U, whatever, we're not sure, but it does definitely bear a resemblance to the AN-94, which again would indicate that this image is taken from a mission in the 2025 time frame. Okay, so this one we're not sure of. Again, if you go to the posting, or the link to the MP First post about the weapons and vehicles, etc., they're looking at this as some sort of tri-barreled shotgun. I don't actually see the tri-barrel or the triple barrel on it, but a triple barrel shotty with some sort of scope on it. Maybe it's got these advanced advanced slugs that actually travel quite the distance, and that's why you need the scope on it. But definitely looks to be some sort of shotgun, and we don't really have any sort of real world right now comparison for this gun, but we'll just assume that it's some sort of futuristic triple barrel shotgun. Alright guys, we're going to move on to sidearms versus primary weapons now, and this is the first sidearm that, I don't know if it's the first one that shows in the reveal trailer on the timeline, but anyways, it's the first one we're going to look at, and it looks like this is actually the Chris card, which is in 2010 was a new pistol designed by Chris Systems, and I got a separate link to information on this one on the firearmblog.com, and this guy talks about the Chris card. So the card's barrel is actually fixed rather than the tilting barrel system used in most conventional pistols. To provide inertia, a weight is located at the front of the gun, which is actuated by the bolt. The weight tilts downwards during recoil and provides the same functionality as a slide on a regular pistol. By the time the bolt and barrel separate, the pressure inside the barrel will be at safe levels. The recoil spring pulls the bolt back. I don't understand any of this, but for you sidearm and weapon aficionados, this information is for you. A recoil spring pulls the bolt back into battery, stripping a round off the magazine on its return journey. So why is that an advantage? Well, the primary advantage is that the recoil mechanism transfers some of the recoil energy in a downward direction. Another advantage is that because there's no slide, optics can be easily mounted on the top of the gun if need be. A fixed barrel could be more accurate than a tilting barrel and will make it easier to use suppressors and other muzzle attachments. The design actually seems to be crying out for a full auto trigger machine pistol version of this gun, so it's unclear whether it's actually a machine pistol version or a single fire version in game, but it's freaking damn cool looking gun, isn't it? So yeah, that's presumably it's the Chris card sidearm. Alright, so the last one is presumably an M1911. It's very, very hard to tell, though, so we're not quite sure about this one. But anyways, the M1911, single action, I mean, you guys know this, semi-automatic, magazine-fed, recoil-operated handgun chambered for the 45 ACP cartridge. It was a standard issue sidearm for the United States Armed Forces from 1911 to 1985. The M1911 is still carried by some U.S. forces. So I don't know. I mean, do you think in 2025 they're still carrying around M1911s? maybe, maybe not, but that is presumably the thought right now. But very, very hard to make out. It really may not even be, but that's the best guess. Is that that is the M1911 right there. All right, there were a couple of things that were mentioned in a few articles. I don't have images, unfortunately, for these weapons and/or attachments, but there were two that I wanted to identify, and I've linked to both articles by The Verge and Joystick. So the first, and they're kind of similar. They actually sort of intertwine. So the first on The Verge, they describe one of the missions, and it looks like the president of the United States in this mission or in this scene is repelled beneath the freeway by a couple soldiers, with David Mason providing cover with a sniper rifle. The sniper rifle itself is futurefied with the ability to see enemies through cars and cement barriers. They look like images from the new scattershot X-ray machines at airports, and Mark Lamia, who's the studio chief at Treyarch, mentions them that these X-ray machines at airports were actually an inspiration for the weapon. And when Mason pulls the trigger, it kicks sharply back, letting out a piercing noise like wood slapping pavement. The Joystick article actually describes it. Here we're introduced to a new piece of gear, a scope with the same ability as the full-body scanner found in modern airports. The military actually has something like this now, except it's this huge rig on a truck. And Lamia describes to Joystick, describing an area scanner that takes a 360-degree image, revealing everything within nearby structures and underground. It's this giant prototype that has been shrunk down into the scope in Black Ops 2, allowing players to see through structures and spot hiding enemies. It's certainly future technology, but it could be within the realm of possibility in the next decade. And the image that I showed there was actually sort of an airport scanner, or it looked like an airport scanner image, and that's kind of similar to what we'd end up seeing when using the scope. So that's it, and I don't have any actual images for the weapons, but those were the only other weapons that were discussed outside of what we saw, I believe, in the reveal trailer. If you guys have any other information or any other images or whatever of weaponry that's going to be in the game, and it's confirmed to be in the game, either via news articles or actually in trailers, then please leave a comment and let me know. And hope you enjoyed the video. Some pretty cool weapons in there, and some I thought I gave you guys some pretty good analysis. So hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment. I'm Spider, and I'm out.